This is Face to Face. I'm your host, Kelly McIntyre, and I'm face to face with Zeeshan Hamid. You're running in Ward 8.
That's
Welcome
right.
to the program.
Well, thank you.
Now, give us a little bit about, just information about you, a little bit of your background.
Well, I grew up in Mississauga. I did my high school from there. Then I went to University of Waterloo to do math and computer science. From there, I got picked up by Microsoft. So I lived in Seattle for a bit. Wanted to move back closer to home. Mm-hmm. So I moved to DC. I was there for a year. And then I've been in Milton since then. Interestingly, my father actually worked in Milton in Sargent Farm.
Okay.
And I used to come pick him up from time to time. And way back when I decided that I was going to live here. And it's because of the main street.
Well, the thing is, you decided to live here. So what made you decide to run?
So there were a couple of things I was involved in town. I sit in the sustainability committee and the transit committee. And there were a few issues that eventually I decided that it was much easier to make a difference from inside than outside.
Right.
Bring different perspectives in.
And key focuses for you during this election?
Infrastructure. That's a
Ward
big
8.
thing, yes. It's interesting where some of the infrastructure was planned, but it didn't keep up with the growth, where builders were able to come in, build and sell homes a lot faster than roads got built. So there are people in Ward 8 where they've been there for 2-3 years, but the roads still not expanded, the sidewalk's not there yet.
So it becomes dangerous even that.
Oh yeah, you should try taking Main Street down to Bronte. It's
it can be quite the challenge.
Yes, it is.
Well, Zeeshan, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a moment with more Face to Face. Summer is in full swing at Milton Home Hardware. It's your one-stop store for all your landscaping, renovation, and home projects. Tools, garden equipment, and accessories. Bathroom renovations large and small. Flooring, right up to that dream kitchen project. Their customer service shines through with a team of professionals in every department. With over 18,000 square feet of retail service space, Milton Home Hardware has everything you need from a hardware store. If summer grilling is on your menu, check out the great selection of barbecues they have to offer. Milton Home Hardware, homeowners helping homeowners. Welcome back to Face, and I'm here face to face with Zeeshan Hamid. And we've been having a bit of a chat, but I'm going to give you a couple of words, and you tell me what these things mean to you, and again, while you're running. The Milton Transit.
Oh, transit is a big thing for me. I sit in the transit advisory committee, and I got involved because I totally believe in transit. One of the things a lot of people don't realize, the way population density is going, especially in Milton and other places as well, you can't build enough roads to move people. Mm-hmm. So unless you have transit to take some cars off-road, it's just not going to work.
And let's go to the underpass at Derry and Bronte.
Yeah, so last year sometime, I remember sitting at the CN Rail underpass on Derry, looking at a train to pass, and it just hit me. The hospital's on the other side, the fire department's on the other side, but people live on this side, so if there was an emergency. And so I started a petition on underpass. I collected 400 signatures, and fortunately after the petition, they accelerated the design to this year, and this year they're rerouting Derry around. But the actual underpass is still scheduled for 2016, so there's still some more work to be done.
There's still some more work to be done.
Yeah.
And the last one we'll check in with is Milton Hospital.
Hospital is a big thing. Hospital is actually very close to my area, and we've gone to emergency department a number of times. I have 3 young kids.
Yes.
So yeah, they do things.
Yes. Our boys, yeah, we've been there a few times.
Right. It should be #1 priority for the town. There's some, what we need to do as a community, we need to divide our wants with our needs, and the hospital is a need. And everything else, most other things are wants, so they can be compromised upon, but hospital we need to focus on.
Now, I found it interesting. You're plugged into the web, and how do you find that as a tool again during an election like this? How do you find that as a key tool for you and your campaign?
Right, the web actually has been a godsend. I started blogging many years ago, and then when I moved to Milton, I changed it to my Milton blog. That's before I even decided to run. So once I decided, when I decided to run, I already had 500 like regular visitors to my blog. Now it's well over 1,000 people who regularly come and read my blog. And that's been really helpful because it allowed me to connect with people in ways that I couldn't connect with before. I do go door to door and I meet them in person, but it's a lot easier for a lot of people to send me an email or send me a tweet message or Facebook message.
It's on their time, right?
Exactly. It's on their time. It's when they think of an issue, they can send it out as opposed to waiting till they come home and calling me or something else. So I find that a lot of people actually raise a lot of issues with me as opposed to the current counselor because it's just easier to get in touch with me.
Well, how do we get, before we go to a quick break, how do we get in touch with you? What's the...
So check out my website. It's zhamid.ca. It's my first initial and last name, zhamid.ca. And if I was thinking about running, I would have come up with a better URL, but at that time I wasn't.
I wasn't thinking, but you've got the information. And again, we're just going to take a quick break, so sit tight and check us out. We'll be back in just a moment. Where your interior space becomes as comfy as the store's name, all within your budget. Nominated 3 years in a row as #1 for Milton Choice Awards, Comfy Interiors will help you create, plan, and design the look that will fit your style. They carry only quality name brands for hardwood, carpet, vinyl, laminate, and much more. Their qualified team will deliver and install all within your budget. Great customer service and free estimates. Call or drop by Comfy Interiors today. Welcome back to Face to Face. I'm Kelly McIntyre, and I'm face to face with Zeeshan Hamid. Now, I've got to ask you, if you were sitting with your running mates and they were in the same room, what question would you ask them?
I need to know where they stand on transit. I'd like to know not just everyone says they'll fix the infrastructure, they'll fund it first, but how they will fund it, like how they'll come up with money, how they'll finance it, how they'll line up, what their plans are about the hospital, how do they plan to get the hospital funded, and finally, there are different issues like the fire station, which is actually fire departments pretty inadequately funded. There's heritage problems, protecting our heritage areas and balancing that out with private property rights and stuff, what the stands are on those issues and how they plan to fix those.
And again, moving forward, a little bit, if you are elected, what's on your wish list of the first couple of things you'll attack?
Pedestrian safety in neighborhood streets. So Milton actually does a fair job constructing sidewalks in parks, but it's getting to those parks at a pedestrian that can be challenging, especially in newer parts of Milton where the roads are excessively wide. There are no crosswalks. In a lot of places, like we were talking about earlier, sidewalks not there yet.
Yes.
So figuring out how to balance cars and traffic with pedestrian safety, that would be my #1 immediate thing. And then I'll move on to more, like I said, infrastructure issues. I have a big passion for urban design and urban planning and figure out how, again, Milton does a very good job planning different neighborhoods individually.
And sustainability comes into play.
Exactly. But often these neighborhoods don't fit in together in a nice, sustainable way. And sustainability for me is more about what, typically when I talk to people about sustainability, they think of green or trees.
Yes.
It's more than that. It's about protecting your heritage, keeping it sustainable. It's about Oakville, for instance, even protect views as part of sustainability. It's about protecting vista. If you have view escarpment, you don't want a condo back there blocking your view. And the thing against condos, I actually used to live in them, and I plan to live again there when I'm older. But protecting your views, protecting, moving people around in a more sustainable way.
And again, we've learned a little bit about you on camera, but in closing, is there anything you'd like to share that people might not know about you? Zeeshan.
Well, at a personal level, I sleep about 4 hours a night.
That's dangerous. We're listening to this on the news.
So, I really enjoy living in Milton. Like I was mentioning earlier today, I picked out Milton as a teenager. I think this is where I want to live. And one of the things that attracted me about Milton was Main Street. And the feeling you get when you get Main Street, I want to replicate that feeling in the rest of Milton.
Look, that's great. And again, a great chat. You've been face to face. We've just had a chance to meet Zeeshan Hamid from Ward 8. Kelly McIntyre, Milton Today TV.